you're doing. I understand you're trying to make a tool for researchers so they can do their research.
Yeah.
I don't know if you, I think over there it said 4 is your minimum age, and over here it says 3 is your minimum age. So I just,
I think some of them is.
do they say 3 too? Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway, it could be Ren, it could be
Oh,
like.
that is from like other research paper. As
Okay.
our
Okay.
as we research some material, but like our aim is 3 to 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do think you will find a lot of gender leaning things, which is why it's good that you're flagging a bit, at least with the symbols, the letter symbols, M and W, that the hairstyle probably leans gender-wise one way or the other. I'm not sure if that's you pushing that in, or you just took that from the text label that came from whatever the source was there. But I thought it was interesting to see, which is why my first experiment was, can I just pick all the male hairstyles and push them into the game so I can remove gender as a bias? Because I think this design strategies, you say, oh, we want to study these sorts of things, but there's some behavior that's with 3 to 6 year olds, and gender leaning behavior is very, very strong. And it's so strong it could swamp all the rest of your intent, where there's always, if you randomly throw people out there, it's like, I'm a young girl, I'm going to always give the friends choice stuff to the girls. I'm a young boy, I'm going to always give it to the boys, and you're going to lose out at some of the deeper issues you're going after. So I just would think about that. This back-end data, whenever you can thin it, like, you know, here your floats have like infinite precision. That if you could just, I don't see you need for going more than thousandths. That, you know, you don't need all those extra digits. These text files start to get big for no reason at all. And this is a very concrete example of precision, but you can ask those questions about precision for other things too, like how frequently should we timestamp, and so on, where the researcher, you're trying to give the researcher lots and lots of control. They can have control over the precision of timing as well, not how many milliseconds. You can decide how deep you want to go with the stamp itself, but how frequently are you even recording the stamps? So I think that'd be helpful and useful to you. And then overall, the drag and drop kind of causing problems for some kids is so not surprising, because in web interfaces, drag and drop is just seen as a really frustrating thing. And there's a whole thing about area and a W3C group that's just trying to have things be very accessible and very compliant. And they insist on being able to get through things with point as actions instead of having to drag. So just the fact that you're running into some issues when you play test with dragability, it's not surprising. But because of that, I really think that you should have some sort of onboarding for your child playtester. And you did it a little bit with just dragging up, but it was incredibly forgiving, where I could just like fumble and I got through. I think it should be much more, can I really pick up? Can I really drag? Can I release? Maybe I have to do it twice, so it's not just an accidental stumble. And then if I can, now you're gonna let me get in and do the rest of the experiment because I proved I could drag and drop.
Yeah.
Is that useful?
Very useful.
Okay, and then I played through, you got a sense of a little bit of my playtesting. You're welcome to push out additional releases to me next week if you want me to play through those. And any other questions you have for me before I exit your softs and give you space for everybody else?
Guess we have no questions, really.
Yeah, you give a lot of feedback, very
Yeah.
useful feedback.
Okay.
You truly played like a kid.
Yeah, well, it's great that I'm a father of 3, but it's also great I have an 18-month grandson who's just starting to interact with tablets and stuff. But so too young to be a playtester for you, but I can already see what he's doing. And if we can't be childlike, then we're kind of losing out on something.